Our last story tonight is about a Russian spy, or at least one suspected to be a spy. Russian spies have been feared for decades now. Books have been written and movies made about them. The KGB, which is Russia's intelligence agency, became a global sensation during the Cold War. It ran a sophisticated network of spies across nations. People began admiring the agency and its spies, simply because it gave the best intel agencies of the world a run for their money. And while the Cold War is far behind us, the fear of Russian spies lingers on, which is why the appearance of a whale off the coast of Sweden has sparked fears within NATO. Their latest fear is this: has Russia unleashed whale spies on its enemies? That's right, this alleged spy isn't human. It's a friendly, playful, innocent mammal that lurks in the waters. But Russia's rivals believe there's something fishy about the whale. Our next report tells you why.
This is a beluga whale, a calm, playful and innocent creature. It's called Vladimir. Why the peculiar name, you ask? Well, it's a pun, a satirical take on the whale's job, which is to spy on Russia's enemies. The Norwegians nicknamed the whale Vladimir to highlight the mammal's association with Russia and its president Vladimir Putin. The Russian spy whale first made an appearance in 2019. It was believed to have been an agent of the Russian Navy, lurking in the waters of the region to collect information against NATO countries. Now, Vladimir has made a comeback. On Sunday, the whale appeared here, off Sweden's southwestern coast. The whale has been speedily traveling for the past couple of months. Experts believe hormones are driving the whale. Remember, this is a 13 to 14-year-old whale whose hormones are peaking. Experts say Vladimir seems to be on the lookout for a partner to mate with. Sebastian Strand, a marine biologist with the One Whale organization, said this: "It could be hormones driving him to find a mate, or it could be loneliness, as belugas are a very social species. It could be that he's searching for other beluga whales." But now let's answer the all-important question: why is this whale considered a Russian spy? It's because when Vladimir was first discovered in 2019 off the coast in Norway, it was wearing a harness that had camera mounts, essentially making it capable of filming underwater. And do you know what was written on the harness? Equipment St. Petersburg. And that was enough evidence for European countries to believe that the whale was up to no good. For context, St. Petersburg is an important city in Russia. So the poor whale became a victim of the classic guilty by association mindset. But the fears of NATO aren't all too exaggerated either. You see, researchers say the whale has clearly been trained. It approaches boats, raises its head above water, and finally opens its mouth, expecting treats for amusing the onlookers. Norway is particularly concerned. It has issued an advisory. It has asked its citizens to steer clear of the whale and not interact with it. Then there's also Russia's supposed history of training whales to be spies. That's what really bothers Moscow's rivals. Russia has been training marine mammals since the Cold War. But Russia isn't alone. In 2014, Ukraine accused Russia of stealing its military dolphins. Ukraine has been training and deploying dolphins for military operations for years now. It even had a center for training the mammals to perform daring operations. But when it comes to the beluga whales, Russia seems to have a soft spot. Why? Because these whales can perform a variety of jobs, like protecting naval bases, detecting mines and torpedoes, and even assisting naval divers. And there's a history of Russia using these mammals for military purposes, which is why Europe is convinced that Vladimir is a Russian spy, one that needs to be avoided at all costs.